Thursday, everybody. We are Grand Forks' best source. And, of course, Dirty Thursday brought to you by the River City Speedway. Amanda Jo Enright's in the house today. Yep, she's taking over the job for Chad. Chad's been gone a lot. And your NOSA and River City Speedway sprint car champion, Mark Dobmeier. How about that, man? We got everybody in here today. Big shout-out going out to Northwest Tire and Grand Forks for bringing you this Dirty Thursday. You know, they're looking to hire a tire technician. If you're not afraid to show up for work on time and then work while you're there, might be a good job for you. That's what you do when you go to work. You work. No prior work experience is necessary. They will train the right people. They got some great benefits, too. PTO, health insurance, 401k, all that kind of stuff. Pay will depend on experience, but stop in at Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive if you want to find out more. Or you can call Chad Hoff at 701-780-8473 or apply online at nwtire.com. Amanda Jo is back. Man, you're like a regular now.
I feel like it.
Oh, hold on. Try that one.
Okay, I feel like a regular now.
There we go. I got to get these right. Yeah, you were here last week with Steven.
Yep.
What is going on with my cameras here? Oh, there we go. And you're back.
I am back.
And it was funny because you told me, you said, well, you know, Mark Dobmeier's NOSA champ. You need to get him on the show next week.
I did say that. I did.
So we did. And here he is. How you doing, man?
You know, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's your off season going?
You know, it's going pretty good so far. It's kind of that weird time of the year for me, you know, because you're all summer long, you're just like nose to the grindstone and just work all day at the radiator shop, go home and thrash on race cars or go-karts, and you're racing all weekend. It's just like, it's a grind all summer long. And then you hit that first weekend where you don't have to be somewhere racing or doing something, and you got a million projects that have been stacking up all summer along, all them honeydew projects and all that kind of stuff. So, but I've been getting through a lot of them, and now it's finally to that point where we can kind of relax a little bit. And
are you like me? Because when the end of the season comes, I'm ready for it. After that first week, I'm so over it. The season, we're done for the year, but then you go 2 weeks after, and it's 70 frickin' degrees outside, and you're thinking, why aren't we still racing? Are you kind of that way?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, as the year goes on, it gets to be a grind by the end of it, and you're just ready for a change or something different by the end. But it seems like after you sit at home and you do a few projects and whatnot, and it don't take but a couple weeks, you're like, God, you know, we can go racing again. Now let's do it. But we got the winter all winter long now, so we'll start working on cars. We've been working on them a little bit. In fact, we're fixing up the 2-seater again one more time last
cool.
night. So
okay,
we had a few minor adjustments due to that. So we were working on that last night in the shop, and we try keep it, you know, 1 to 2 nights a week in the shop. Still working on stuff, getting stuff ready. Otherwise, it seems to pile up in the spring. Otherwise, so we stay at it and just keep everything going.
You know, I was so excited to get this show going. I forgot about our phone number. I forgot about jokes my neighbor tells me. All that kind of stuff. If you have any questions or comments, you want to text or call, our number is 701-213-0863. I also want to give a shout out to ultimatefundraise.com, Integrity Fundraisers. Damn good beef jerky. Got that yesterday from them. And here we go. Before we get further into the show, let's do jokes my neighbor tells me. Here we go. Deer hunting starts North Dakota tomorrow, starts in Minnesota on Saturday. So we're going to do a deer hunting joke, and this is what I got for you today. Deer hunter asked his pastor if it was a sin to hunt on Sunday. Is it a sin to hunt deer on Sunday? Well, the pastor says, from what I hear about your aim, it's a sin for you to hunt anytime. You're a deer hunter. You've been out bow hunting.
I have been a couple times already.
You know, we should, I didn't even think about it. We should have got that picture of those, the deer you got a couple of years back.
Yeah. It was,
tell us about that.
Well, back in 2017, I had probably the deer hunt of a lifetime. And I was taking Wingman, my oldest son, Jackson, hunting for the first time. And it was right after we won the championship at Jackson Motorplex that year.
Yep.
And the guy that owns Jackson also owned big game tree stands or muddy tree stands. So I had bugged him all year long. I said, if I win the championship, I'm going to take one of them deer stands out front because he had a few on display. So we ended up winning the championship. So at the end of the year, I went down there and picked up my deer stand, and we got it all set up a little bit ahead of hunting season. And then So the big hunt came on opening rifle, and I was going to be out there right at noon, and at opener and all that, and I was too busy at the radiator shop, couldn't go. So finally, about 3 o'clock, I'm like, I got to get out to the stand at least just to sit and get things going. So I picked up Jackson from daycare, and me and him were going hunting for the first time. And then I picked up a good friend of mine, Larry Lunsky, who's coming with us as well, and. We literally parked and we started walking into the woods to the tree stand, and we didn't get like 200 yards from the pickup, and we heard some rustling in the woods, and I figured, it's just them doe jumping out, So I put up the rifle to check it out, and here there was 2 bucks that were just going at it, fighting bigger than heck, making the loudest noise you've ever heard. It was just amazing. So they obviously had no clue I was even there. So I snuck in right on them. I got about 100 yards from them and picked out the biggest one and then shot him. And he went down. That's when I realized they're actually locked horns.
Yeah.
So the other one was stuck to him. So it was just one of them freak things that many people rarely ever, never get to see.
You hear about it, you read about it, and that's about it.
And it was pure luck, It was just I was running late. That's the only reason it all happened. And on top of it, that deer had never been through there. Before that, he just come through that day and then got tangled up with a guy with just all kinds of chance. So Jackson Wingman on his first hunt got to see the hunt of a lifetime.
What do you do then? Because you've got 1 tag and you've got 2 deer, and you can't get your deer because that other one's still locked up. So this is a big mess.
It was a big mess at first, and we're all stunned and trying to take it all in at first. And the other deer that was still alive actually drugged the dead one out into the field, probably about 100 yards. And just kind of kept moving, and we drug him, and we're trying to figure out what the heck do we do. Larry was with me, like I said, and he had a tag as well. So we had called the game warden. We're wondering if we could get a mercy tag and whatnot, and it was quite obvious to us at that point the easiest thing was going to be to use Larry's tag. So that's what we did. So we put the other one down, and they're both very nice bucks. One of them had been wounded at one time, so part of his horns weren't quite as nice as the other one. But it was amazing.
And you've got the mount in your man cave.
Yes. We mounted them locked together, and Larry and Deanne Lunsky kind of made a little present for me. They mounted it on a whiskey barrel on a rotisserie and everything. So it's
very
really
cool.
Very cool. The big one scored out at a 183, so it was a 21-point buck. It was pretty crazy.
Japers, that is 183. That is huge. The one I've got mounted in my house, I was told by the taxidermist, so that's 150 easy. 140 is I've always thought was a good wall mounter. It was 149 and 7/8. I tell people it was 150. Anyway, Amanda Joe, NOSA competition director. Is your family? Are you hunters?
Sean is, yes.
Okay.
Has he killed anything? No.
No.
He's tried for almost 2 decades now, and he's yet to take
Really?
anything down.
Does he hunt in North Dakota?
No, he actually hunts. He pays rent out of state and does Minnesota with my uncle up in Thief River area.
Yeah. And he's not getting any deer around there.
No, he's kind of a weekend hunter, so he doesn't get much time to do it. He does it like on a Saturday, and then he's back by Sunday. But no, he has yet to hit anything. But Hallie keeps threatening to do bow season, take one down.
Sure. Why not?
She's a way better aim than him.
Yeah. Won't be long till Jackson's hunting.
Yeah, he's 10 now, so I think they got to be 11 in North Dakota.
I think it's 11 to do youth hunt.
I think it's 11 in North Dakota, so won't be long, and we'll have them rocking and rolling on that too.
So boys keeping you busy, basketball, all that stuff. Same with you, Amanda Joe. I mean, when you have kids, you run.
Yeah.
In fact, I wanted to bring this up. I called you in a pinch last week. I needed a Halloween costume. So you were generous enough for me. I met you down at Phoenix. You had 3 race suits. You had a helmet. You had a pair of gloves and everything, which was awesome. But we found this in
$50.
a $50 bill. We found this in one of your race suits. I know this was your race suit. Can you explain that? Actually, Katie was wearing your suit. She goes, hey, there's half of a $1 bill in there. And I said, there's got to be a story behind it.
I have no story. I have no clue how we
Really?
got there on that one. We do have a $1 bill story, though, with the racing. When I was young and my dad was racing, we were watching TV one night with Married with Children. Remember the Al Bundy show? Mm-hmm. And, Bud had taken, or Al took Bud to the, we'll call it the nudie bar one night. And he gave him $1 on a string. And he said that this is the nudie bar where the beer gives you gas and the Bundys kick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were watching it one night, and then the very next night we were out at the races, and my dad was racing on Friday night in Grand Forks, and he had won the feature. So I had this bright idea. I didn't have any strings, so I got a bunch of zip ties and I tied them to $1. And I gave it to him after the race. I said the or at the time I think it was the Grand Forks Speedway.
Yeah.
The beer gives you gas, and Dobmeier's kick
Ass.
Yeah, you got it. So then it was kind of ongoing jokes. So then whenever you want to feature, I'd give him $1 or he'd give me $1. We used to tape them up in the trailer. And, when I first started getting going, like in the early 2000s there, obviously we're winning a lot of features. So at one point we had quite a few dollars taped up to the top of the trailer. But over the years, they kind of dwindled, I guess.
So it's what, like you got like over $300 now?
Yeah, something like that. So,
You could go on a hunting trip. By the way, Mike Dobmeier is watching the show. How you doing, Mike? You did get to go see the folks this last weekend. When I ran into you, you had a busy day. You were going to watch basketball. Then you're going to hop in your airplane and you're going to fly to Pelican Rapids or something and do all the. Did you get it all done?
Yeah, we got it all handled. So we got that off to Elbow Lake for some annual time. So it's time for a little maintenance on that. So we got that off there, and then my parents actually left back to Florida. They they go to Fort Myers, Florida for the wintertime. So we met up with them that night, and then I think the next night we met up, and then they left just this week to Fort Myers.
So he's actually watching from down in Florida.
Yep. Well.
Damn it.
But you know what the funny part is with the hurricane and everything that was down there, they didn't get any major damage. But
really?
His AC is not working down there.
Oh, bummer.
So he's sitting down there in the heat, and the only way he's going to cool down is to jump in the pool.
sitting there in the heat, bitching at the iguanas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you've been doing your flying. I know Forks Radiator, you guys have been busy. You added on a little bit over there. You bought another building. Now they're probably going to call it Dobmeier Way here pretty soon because you own that whole stretch of buildings. Yeah, but been chasing any criminals, any fun stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, overall, just business has been very busy. The radiator shop's been booming, so we've been staying booked up there and thrashing away. And that other building was a big project that we took on this summer. We got the inside fixed up and got water and plumbing and all kinds of stuff going in there.
Is it the building between your two other buildings?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Thought so.
It used to be Boss Home Improvements or
That's
Econo Rent-A-Car over the years. It was a lot of things, but the last guy that was in there didn't pay any bills or anything, so all the heat got shut off. So when we moved in there, it was trash.
You did a little bit of work.
It was a complete gut, but we got the inside usable, and then as the summer went on, we worked on the outside, and we actually just finished it here the other day. And now we got it painted and sheeting up and all that, and it's really starting to look respectable. So
good.
It's kind of nice. That's worked out good. So that's been busy, and the bail bonds have been starting to pick up now that the COVID stuff has dwindled a little bit. So now we're starting to arrest people and put them in jail.
So you got some excitement going on again?
Yeah, we've been doing a couple bonies lately. Yeah, there's been a few people that didn't want to show up in court, so we had to go pick them up and haul them back. And yeah, overall it's just been a real busy time, and had a lot of projects here after race season, and we're starting to get them all wrapped up right in time for the snow. So
I really want to go with him on one of these bounties.
I think it'd be fun.
I just keep thinking of like bad boy. I want to go, and it's like I want to see him chase somebody and jump off a deck and shoot him with the stun gun and watch him just fall, like a noodle.
Make sure you videotape this.
Oh, I know. I mean, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it can be. Unfortunately, we have a excellent police department and sheriff's department in town here as well. So
we do. We're pretty lucky.
We're very lucky. So usually when I am going on a bounty hunt or something, if I know they're going to be there, whatever, I'll call the PD or the sheriff's department, and they're always right there to assist, and that usually takes care of a lot of the riffraff and kind of calms the situation down quite a bit.
Yeah,
so it's better for everyone that way.
So now the family, it was a family business, the bonds deal, and do you think your kids, any of them, are they going to be cut out for keeping this thing rolling? I could kind of see Jackson do it. I don't know about Ty. He'd probably go, "Hey, dude."
I don't know. Well, Ty, speaking of sports and stuff we were talking about, Jackson, he kind of got out of the hockey this year. He's into basketball. And Ty, he's been doing a little bit of basketball, but he also started karate the other day.
Oh, that'd be right down his alley. He might be the best bounty
hunter around.
I can see Ty doing karate.
Yeah.
So who's the karate dummy at home? Is that going to be Dad?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out.
Oh, man, I'm having fun here. River City Speedway track champion, NOSA champion. I don't think you intended on running for any of these championships at the beginning of the year. Maybe you did, but you haven't been that guy in a long time. But boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of fans up here that absolutely loved it. And before we get into that last night, but What's so funny?
That's the last time I saw you. Was that night.
There's a lot of people around here, Mark Dobmeier fans. It's been a long time since we've been able to say, Mark Dobmeier, River City Speedway track champion, Mark Dobmeier, NOSA champion. A lot of fans around here are liking it. They're loving it, in fact. But how did that all work out for you this year?
It was kind of weird. We intended to going off and chasing the Houston Championship. First of all, was our number one priority, and just kind of still running the bigger races like we were doing, and it just kind of ended up that way. We never intended to run for the championships, but about 3/4 of the way through the year, we ended up hitting. We were still hit most of the races.
You didn't miss any.
Yeah, we didn't.
You're one of 4 drivers to make all.
Yeah, we didn't miss any, and we're kind of in the hunt. And then it was like, well, I guess we better just finish this off. We're still up in the points and everything. So, but Houston Speedway, we got down there and we ended up having a blown motor right away, and we just had some bad luck, some stuff that didn't go our way. We had a driveline failure one time and just a few things, so it basically dropped us way down in the points there. And we still hit every race there as well, but it just with the big races in the area and everything, it worked out where we could actually still be at home at most of the events. So,
and this year it was a challenge. I mean, just the cost of fuel and all that crap alone. I mean, our lovely president we have, but how hard is that on a race team? You guys aren't getting rich winning races, but how hard is that to be able to have to go on the road like that? And just the fuel costs alone.
It's extremely hard. I mean, nobody realizes it's the costs are it's not just fuel, it's tires, it's everything from every end, from pit entries to everything. There's no money to be made in the sport unless you have you can make a small fortune if you start with a big one, I guess. But
right. You want to win $1 million, start with 2.
I remember this year one of the races I won in River City Speedway that pays out I think $1,200. So I got my check on Friday night, and Saturday we were going somewhere Saturday to race. So I stopped in Harwood, I think, to fill up, and I looked at the total when it was done. It was $1,207, and I thought, well,
you weren't ahead.
Yeah, and by the time I got home that weekend, the tank was empty anyway. Yeah. So it's like, well, yeah, here we go. That's how it works.
You were $7 behind already.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah,
man.
The fuel cost is crazy, double what it usually is, and tires have gone up. It's.
Well, we'll see what happens starting Tuesday next week. It could change. Who knows? Who knows?
Let's hope.
I tell you what, we're going to take a little break here. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River City Speedway. We've got Amanda Jo Enright, of course, the NOSA competition director, and so much more. She knows everything about racing. That's why I always use her for my backup plan, because she's got it going on. And, of course, Mark Dobmeier, NOSA, and River City Speedway track champion. He is also here. But right now, let's talk about Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Life, it never, ever seems to slow down. Everything needs to be done yesterday. Same with an oil change. If you stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change, they're usually done with you 15, 20 minutes. They do more than that, too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. When I drive in to get my oil change, they top off my fluids, check the tires, battery, lights, wipers, my cabin air filter. You will get discounts if you own a fleet or if you're in the military. And they get text and email invoices and coupons. And here's a pretty cool deal. If you mention Grand Forks Best Source, they'll give you $10 off your oil change. You can't beat that. Open Monday through Saturday, no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is available if you live in Grand Forks, too. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. 3325 South 38th Street, or call 701-780-8462. Make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you if you want to save a little bit on that oil change. Back on a Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway. Mark Dobmeier, Amanda Jo Enright in the studio with us today. We were talking a little bit about how that last night of the season kind of came down to it. And I didn't even realize the points were that close. I do know with the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Challenge thing, what I found out about it was you and Jade Hastings were tied going into that feature race. You took the back row challenge. He didn't. It was all or nothing for you. And I truly believe, I don't think, if you really wanted to win that track championship, you wouldn't have started at the back. You wanted all of this, didn't you?
Absolutely. I'm all about the challenge all the time.
And I mean, not to mention, you look at the buffalo with the wings on your shirt. I mean, I get it,
Yeah, it's, and the challenge, he didn't take it, but I think it's because he didn't finish the heat race.
Yeah, he didn't finish the heat race, so he couldn't. He wasn't, he didn't qualify.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it was it all drummed up to the last night, which was crazy. I didn't know exactly where we're at in points. I just knew we were really close, and I absolutely licked my chops over this Blazing Challenge race that we have every year. I pulled it off, I think, 3 times now over the years, and I think it's just great. It's just fun, especially when your car's working good and everything's where you want it to be.
It's one challenger after another, when they go through those first 2 lap deals. Pretty soon you're doing 30 more laps than anybody else, but you just kept knocking them off one after another, one after another. At first, when the paperwork came out, we talked about this. I had no freaking clue. I couldn't figure it out. I went and asked everybody I could, and they just went, I don't know. I have no idea. But the way that format was on that thing, man, that was cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I look forward to it every year, and this was a different format this year with the challenge races they stuck into it.
With the King of the Hill thing.
Yeah.
And it starts off with the luck of the draw, I think, on the challenge race thing. And
as per usual, it was Dobmeier luck. And what did you say before you even pulled?
Yeah, I called it out that I think it was an 8 or a 6, the biggest number there was. I go, 8. I got this, and I looked the other way, and I picked it up and called it out, and sure enough,
every time he pulls for himself, it's an 8.
Yeah. But our car's been working so good. Like I feel like we kind of struggled the first part of the year with our car, and about 3/4 of the way through, we really started kind of getting a good mix of stuff and getting the right recipe in there. And maybe Mark's recipe was getting better at the same time.
Sure,
we started getting a lot of speed. So going into that last night, I had all the confidence in the world that we can do it. And I think that's part of it as well, that carried that speed through that night. But
your excitement level was off the charts that night. You were hard to contain. I will put that out there.
Oh, you should have been up in the damn booth. Yeah. I mean, I'm up there, and my computer had failed. I had nothing. So I'm going off of our competition director, Lon Kasager's computer. And I'm watching it, and I'm calling the race, and I'm screaming, and I'm going nuts. And I thought you won the race. But I didn't say anything because I knew it was close. And I look over at Lon's, and no, it had Jade winning. It's like, okay, well, Jade Hastings won. The transponder stuff, they don't lie, whatever. Well, then I'm like, okay, I watched the interview. Chad interviewed Jade down at rideoutcar.com, Victory Lane. And I start packing up. Well, then Lon's phone starts ringing. And I could tell there was something going on. And so I'm like, all right, I packed up, I jumped in my truck, and I thought, well, I'm going to run down to the pits. It's the last race of the year, go say hi to the boys and bye to the boys and the girls and everything. And I run into Chad Hoff is the first one I run into. He's coming out on a golf cart, and he goes, you don't want to go in there, it's a shit show. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, they gave the victory to Dobmeier. Like, oh, okay. So I made my first stop, Wade Nygaard's trailer. I had a bush latte with Wade, talked to him. Then I went and talked to you for a little bit. You were all jacked up talking to your fans and stuff. And then I went and talked to Jade, and he asked me, he goes, what do you think? And I said, I from where I was, Jade, I said, I thought he had you by a couple inches. Then he was, oh, okay, fine. Then all the crap, and it took a while, and before they kind of figured everything out. But controversy, man, can you say it? And in Jade's behalf, I did message him this morning. I'm going to see if he wants to come in on the 17th. So if we can get Jade in on the 17th, it'd be great for him to tell his side of the story. But you were pretty confident that you had that race won.
Yeah, at the finish line, yeah. But like I said, the whole night I had confidence going, and we did the challenge races, and that actually gave me a chance to feel the track out because I had to beat every guy to do it, but also I got more laps than everybody.
Yeah, like 20.
By doing that, and I was adjusting what I was doing in the car too to get a little better lap times here and there, and then we hit the feature, and on this challenge deal, you need a little luck on your side in order to be able to pull it off.
Oh, sure.
You need a yellow about midway through,
or red,
or anything. And as I was coming through the field, I got a lot of cars right away. Things were going good, but I knew Jade was going to be running fast. I mean, he's a fast kid. He's going to be out there ripping it, and if we don't have a yellow or something, then you ain't going to be able to catch him. And as I was getting through the field, Estenson, I'll never forget, had like fireballs coming off the back of his car as I was coming up to try to pass him, and like I could see his motor was blowing up. Or
you can see
something
that.
major was going on. I'm like, why isn't he pulling in? And then he finally came around the front stretch, and that motor just exploded.
Yeah,
I was behind him, and there was a huge fireball
Bomb.
that blew the oil pan off the bottom of it. Well, that was
a mess.
That was the break that I needed, and I knew it at that time.
That wasn't
I'm
the break
like,
I needed. We'll just put that down.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well now we got a good shot at it. So we got racing again, and Jade was out front and running good, and I just needed a lap car. So I kind of let it go for a couple laps, and then I started kind of turning it up and doing everything I could. It was 100% towards the last end of that race, and then he got held up with one lap car. It gave me enough room to slip through, and then we're racing hard, and I got the lead, and I'd say I pretty well had it covered, but we have one more lap car to pass here. And that's the one thing that's a little disheartening because everyone's focusing on the finish. They didn't realize how wild that pass was on the last lap around,
right.
around the
The
lap
two
car.
of you.
Yeah.
So
I believe it's Jordan Graham.
yeah, we're coming up on Jordan Graham, and I was following him for several laps before that, and he was running really fast, but he was staying around the bottom, and I knew I couldn't get around him on the bottom. So then I'm like, well, he's been on the bottom, he's running it good. I'm just going to roll the top in that last corner. Well, I went into 3, and he missed the bottom, and he slid up, which was exactly what I did not need. So and I saw Jade when he slid up, I started going around the top because I was already committed. I couldn't just change lanes, and it was going to be a win it or wear it thing coming around the top. And then as I'm going around him, I could see an orange flash, so I knew Jade was taking the bottom, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
And it was.
And for River City Speedway, for NOSA, for everything, this is as good as finish as you could ask for. I mean, championship night right down to the last few points.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just everything was like this awesome recipe. Well, then, so I went for it. I went around the top of Graham, and it was almost like wedge it through the fence and Graham to get to do that, to get it by. But the good thing is that when I put me way up top like that, I was up in that moisture right along the wall. So most people didn't see me, but I was right on the wall running like a rocket ship, like in that moisture and catching all that. So I had huge speed coming down that front stretch. Well, when I crossed the line, I looked to the left, and I knew right where I was at and where the flag stand was. I could see his nose wing, but that was it. So I knew I had him by about a half a car length. So I was like, oh yes, I won it, and pulled it off. And then I was on the cool down lap, and they said 8H to victory lane, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, and that's when Amanda Joe's world turned upside down.
And I'm like, was there a diagonal victory lane? Like, is the transponder line diagonal or what? And I pulled into the scales because I mean, if that's what they said, that's what they said. So I just went to the scales, and I pulled into the scales there, and I asked them where the transponder line was at. They said right at the flag stand. I said, well, is it diagonal?
Yeah.
And there was already everyone caught it that it was close and something wasn't right. So they were already making the right, doing the right things to make the right call. But, everything happens so fast for the officials as well,
Mind you, I was by myself. Steven was gone, so this was all on me.
Oh, yeah, you guys were talking back and forth, though, you and Steven.
Yeah,
where was he?
He was in Tennessee, and he called me the moment Jade pulled into victory lane.
Yep.
And he said, you need to fix this now. It's not right.
But, that's shows you how good we have it when they can figure this out. Did it bother you that you didn't get your shot in victory lane? Between you and Jade, you guys draw a lot of crowd. They love you guys. Did it bother you didn't get your chance to shine there, last race of the year, track/NOSA champion?
It could have been a lot better that way, yeah, but that part really didn't affect it. I'm just glad that they did do the right thing, make the right call, and go back, take a step back, and fix things.
I believe moving forward, we're going to look at scaling you first.
Which
I've always brought up myself. That's one of the things I've always asked, can we scale first? And I was always overrode. I'm like, well, let's do it now.
Yeah. It's a good thing, gives everybody take a breath and go
Not
do
only
the
that,
scaling. And then
I don't have to wait for you because you take a long time in victory lane, and they're like, text me, did you get
Well, that's because he brings every kid in the grandstand down there.
And then he pulls into the scales, and he's got a kid in his car, and my husband has to be that guy. Take the kid out. Get in the car. We got to scale you.
You are kind of a kid magnet.
Yeah, we like to have fun and like to make it fun for the kids. So usually in victory lane, I always try pick a new kid out every time and let him drive the race car back to the scales. So.
Well, I know a kid. He was a kid at the time, and I can't remember what trophy you had won. It was here at River City Speedway. This kid, he ended up getting the trophy. It was bigger than him, and they actually gave him a seat for the trophy on the airline, on the jet, all the way back to California. So this kid got to ride with a Mark Dobmeier trophy next to him all the way back to California.
Cool.
NASCAR, NAPCAR, whatever you want to call it. You saw what happened last week.
Oh my God!
We got a question.
That is awesome.
Ask Mark if he's going to ride the wall. next year like that crazy NASCAR guy?
Well, we got to try it.
Wasn't that something?
He will be the one to try it.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. He was going 70 miles an hour faster than anybody else. I learned it on my simulator.
You find something on the top sometimes, right, Mark?
Absolutely. You know, it reminded me a lot of Houston Speedway, because Houston Speedway has that wall around the outside, and that's a small little bull ring. And if you're running it good, you'll come in at the end of the night, and the bolts on your beadlock are actually ground off because you're rubbing against the wall
Really?
part of the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people bounce off right there in 4.
Yep.
That
Absolutely.
is nuts.
Well, look at gravel. He took out the door when that right on the
Yeah,
wall
the
there.
door started swinging open.
Yeah.
But what he did there was a complete full send, grab another gear, hold it wide open, and just throw it into the wall.
And NASCAR is going to have to do something about it. I mean, because the only way you can do that is on the last lap.
Why would they do anything about it? I thought it was great.
I don't know. Are they going to put some rollers or something on the wall so maybe that would stop you? But yeah, you're right. I mean, why should they? There's nothing in the rule book about that.
No, that's what they
and-
said. They
and
released that there's no rule.
And he has taken the chance of a lifetime to do it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, he could have
anything could happen.
Even a bad seam could have stopped him dead.
Yep.
You know, never seen anything like it. I thought it was pretty cool, actually. Thanks to the Canadians too for watching us. Daryl, how you doing up there? Rest of the winter now. Any new cars, new equipment, a lot of thrashing to do, or are you guys looking okay?
We're looking okay, I think. We'll probably do at least one new car, I suppose. But we didn't wreck too much equipment. That the big crash we had at the end of the year, where we were leading that race, and then had the nice little tumble. I had a few bent bars in that one, but I just cut them out and welded them back in right at the shop. And
okay.
Actually got that one all powder coated, and it's in the assembly stage right now. So
I forgot about that one.
yeah,
Because the next week outshadowed the last week.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Tell us about that wreck.
It was. It looked,
I know there was a little bit of pointing to the head, like, hey, come on, man, use your head.
It looked spectacular. The wreck did. And I know everyone was worried about me during it because it was probably 4 or 5 times end for end, but there was really no hard hits in it. So it was just like rolling down.
How did you get out of the car to Brendan as quick as you did on a 4-wheeler? Can you tell me that one?
Well, I got out of the car and there was a 4-wheeler sitting there.
Yeah,
so
that was
I just jumped,
record
jumped
time,
on
by
it.
the way.
Who's four-wheeler?
It was ours.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Billy or Ethan was on it.
One of the crew guys came up just to check on me, and then the 4-wheeler was sitting there. I was like, oh, I might as well just take this 4-wheeler, you know?
I was looking at your car, then I looked that way, and they're like, oh no, Mark's going to Brent. I'm like, how did he do that?
Yeah, but back to the wreck. I was leading the race, and pretty convincingly, like I said, we had a lot of speed at the end of the year. But what nobody knew is that my right rear tire, Hoosiers had that peeling thing. Mm-hmm. Half of the tire actually pulled off about probably 6-7 laps before that. So my car was shaking so bad I couldn't even really see. If I was wide open, I couldn't see it was shaking that bad. So I was slowing down.
Did you know it was the tire?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah.
So it's either the tire tread peeled off or a chunk of mud got in or something, but it was major. So I was actually slowing down. And I couldn't carry the pace that I had earlier, so he was probably gonna get me anyway. Mm-hmm. But after the start, I took off on the top, and he chose to take off the bottom, and he got a really good start. And he came across the front stretch and decided to try come right into my lane and kind of pinch me out, but I was there and sent me flipping. So it was. Brendan's a very good racer. Mm-hmm. I've been very impressed with him over the years.
Sure.
But sometimes there's just some little respect lessons that people need to learn and whatnot, and I'm sure he learned something from it. He came over and apologized next week. We had a little talk about it and whatnot. And I've made mistakes in racing too. It's just one of them things you gotta live and learn. But that's what it was.
How important is it? Because we've talked about this a million times, but how important is it if you make the mistake to fess up and go apologize right away? Don't come up with an excuse because guys don't like that. Yep. Just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I messed up. How big is that?
That's huge. It's huge to me anyway. I mean, every racer thinks about it a different way or whatever. But if I know I make a big mistake, I'll always go apologize to him. But the timing is the biggest thing. You might not want to do it right away, depending on what's going on. But a lot of people
maybe
are
that 24-hour rule or something.
Yeah, but at least for instance, I made a mistake with Omdahl this year in Watertown. I was too aggressive, and I didn't expect him to do something, and I hit him, and it was my mistake. But he was mad that night, so I knew I wasn't going to talk to him that night. But I called him later that week, and then we had a good chat, I think
Which Omdahl?
Zach.
Okay.
Yep.
So did you have to call Beaver?
I talked to
He's usually
Beaver
the
all
one you
the
got to
time.
deal with. I love Beaver and
He
Zach.
was very upset with you.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah, but racing's I mean it's the sport where it's going to happen.
well,
sooner
everything
or
happens
later,
in a
but-
split second.
But I think that's huge if a driver can just fess up to his mistakes and whatever. So in that case, Mullen did. I did earlier this year. I
Sure.
mean, it's going to happen to everybody.
Otherwise, I
but-
have to pull drivers apart, and I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the biggest thing is to learn off of them and then not make that mistake again.
Sure. I mean, that's what it's all about. Firecracker, you going to do one this year? Isn't that what it was called? Because you never did one last year. And I think I'm sitting on the last trophy you gave away. But he has this little party. And
Yeah, I've heard about that.
yeah, I brought the hardware home.
He hasn't stole that yet?
No, it's in my garage.
He's the one that steals the hardware.
Yeah. I got the hardware because I had the best rack.
Oh.
And I didn't spill my beer either.
Well, I mean, you should get a trophy for that.
I did.
For not
It's in my
spilling your beer?
garage. Well, the winner. Best, whatever. I just say I won. Winter now, kids are going to keep you busy. You're basketball mom and dad now. I know you'll be. Can you take your time getting the race stuff ready to go?
Yeah, like I said, our biggest thing is if we hit it like one night a week, at least one, but 1 to 2 nights a week during the week, then that seems to take care of the workload through the winter. So, like I said, that other car we already got fixed up and powder coated, and we got the 2-seater. We were working on that last night, and just slowly whittling away at everything all winter long. And you still got to go out and have fun and do them family things. We'll do a lot of snowmobiling this winter and
Sure.
do a little hunting with the kids this fall here, and a lot of things on the list. I wouldn't mind going to Arizona to maybe sneak in a few races.
I
out
was going
there
to ask you about that.
this
If
winter.
do you still have a car out there?
We have parts of a car out there.
Okay.
right
Oh, yeah. It did get wrecked, didn't
It
it?
did.
That's right.
The
That's
last
right.
time I was out there, we had a little incident, so there's not much left out there, but there is parts of a car. So it's not too far away from being able to put something together and have some fun out there this winter. So
We do have fun, though. We get to go catfishing usually once a year, so I have fun bringing him. And maybe next year we'll bring both the boys. He's getting there, but gosh, we have a lot of fun on the off season. I also have not seen the Gator yet. I can't wait to get up to the man cave to check that out. I keep saying I got to run out to Dobmeier's one of these times. But did you ever hear the story about
Yeah.
Paul the producer's mom's birthday party?
No. Yes.
Okay.
I believe I did.
Can't
try to
believe
burn
you
the barn down.
Can't believe you still have that barn. That was probably one of the funnest nights I've had in a long time.
That was a good time.
Gosh, I tell you what, you and Jackie you couldn't have been better hosts for a good birthday party. I know you had both the boys were racing karts. I think one of them decided he was going to retire for the year. I know Jackson's doing good. He moved up a class. But how's it going with the kids in the kart racing?
kids they're doing great. Jackson moved up a class, and we bumped him up a little early, so he was struggling at first.
I noticed that.
And but he was racing against older kids, and he was king of the hill before, so
Well, yeah.
that was part of the deal. I bumped him up early. I'm like, I don't like too much of this, so I want to challenge him all the time and kind of keep him going on to
was
the
a good
next
move.
thing. So then he struggled for a little while, and then as the season went on, he got faster and faster, and I think he picked up 4 wins this year and got the state championship at the end of the year. So yeah,
Impressive.
So definitely got some speed under him. And then Ty, he raced for about half the season, and then he came to me one night and said, he goes, "Dad, I don't want to race tonight." And I said, "Okay, you don't have to.
No.
This is a choice of yours, and you can do what you want." So he kind of laid back the rest of the year, and I had the cart ready every week if he wanted to, but he chose not to the rest of the year. But I've talking to him a little bit. I think he's probably going to be back in next year and do a little more kart racing. So we'll see how it goes. It's his choice.
You know, it's funny because these boys are so different from each
Yeah,
other. I mean, I don't
vastly
see him as
different.
much as you do, but Jackson, the kid knows his way around a car. I mean, you talk about him playing basketball. I remember watching him run around your shop dribbling with both hands when he was like 2 years old. I mean, but he's so quiet.
Yep.
You know, he's got to learn how that victory lane, he's got to, the pictures and all of that kind of stuff. And now if you put that part of Ty into Jack, you know what I mean?
Yep,
It'd be more like Dad. Because I've seen some of your victory lane antics. I've seen the people do this during an interview go,
That's right.
and, you know what I'm talking about. Daryl, by the way, up in Canada, Daryl, the guy that brought the sausage last year, I want to get in touch with him for this year, but says, "Good morning, John. Boring crew and guests. Got to the show late today. Happen to be wearing my Mark t-shirt. All right, today. Mark, always great with the fans. Great time at the shop. Thanks again. These guys were all at the shop that one time. Husitz has a big money, $250,000 show next June. Are you in for that?
I'll be licking my chops just like the Blazing Challenge.
Yeah, 250 large.
Yep.
Wow, that is something. I mean, that's more than Knoxville Nationals pays, isn't it? By a lot?
It is
Yes.
by $100,000.
By $100,000, yep.
Holy. And you're going to run for a track championship there, too.
Absolutely, yeah. So we got a lot of good speed going there, like half, 3/4 way through the year as well, you know, and we were able to pick up a couple wins at the end of the year. One of them was that big $7,500.
Yep. Was it 75 or 10? It was a 75.
75. It was 10 the year before.
That's right.
Yep.
And you are going to be on the road with these guys pretty much all year.
Yes and no.
Yes and no? You're
Yeah.
going to take a step back?
Well, we talked about that last week.
I don't remember.
I'm a car
80s
owner.
was hard on me.
I'm a car owner now.
Oh, that's right. Now you're a car owner. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Let's
Sean's
hear it.
racing lightning sprints this
Yup.
Okay. Well, didn't he hot lap at the end of the year or something?
He did a mechanics race, and then the next week he got into a car and actually did a full race, and then we bought a car.
I think she's a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
When are you
Yeah.
going to slow down?
Never.
Well, you're still young, though. I mean, wait till you guys are my age, and you're going to want to start slowing down. Okay, we talked about the kart racing. You have had basically a group of guys that have been with you for a long time working on this thing. I mean, they're basically like family to you guys. I know that for sure. But give a shout out to these guys that are out there. I mean, they don't ever talk to me hardly because that's the way they are. Your guys are focused. They like to have fun. And they've got their own little quirks, and Wyatt just trips me out. He really does, because I think he's funnier than hell, but you'd never know that because he never speaks.
Well, they have to be.
Wyatt is one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet.
He
but
is.
You have to know him before you're going to get the funniness out of him. So his nickname is actually Tripod, by the way. I'll let you guys figure that out. But
With this guy, he has to have a laser focus group because he's all over.
Oh, I know.
Can never find him, so you always tell Billy or Wyatt or someone what's going on.
But I have an absolute fabulous crew. They're all basically friends and family, and they've all been volunteering for years. And we've kind of grown to the whole race deal together with basically the same group of guys. Ethan and Wyatt, which are brothers, they don't look anything alike. But
No, nothing
they're
alike.
brothers, and Wyatt's the younger brother.
And they were both drummers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then we got Billy. Billy Matichek, Billy Terry helps out quite a bit as well, and that's kind of the main crew that travels with me a lot. And then we have a lot of other crew that just helps out a lot during the week and whatnot. We got Aaron, Steve, and Travis from around here. And then down by New Ulm, Minnesota, Brandon Bicey, he meets us up and helps us out when we're traveling down south, and his wife Heather helps out as well. We just have a great crew that comes and helps out. Everyone knows where they can help out and what they can do, and we just make it work. I mean, it's a huge task trying to put a car on the road for 60 shows a year around here.
Yep.
It's a lot of expense. It's a lot of everything, and I feel that I'm very fortunate to have the crew I do, because it's a big commitment on everybody's part to run this thing, and it's without that crew I couldn't even come close to it.
Absolutely, and I'm going to give a shout out to Uncle Perry. I might not agree with his politics, but I love the guy.
Good old Uncle Pervy.
Yeah, it's so funny because all these years I kept going to the pits, and I go, I thought you were going to retire. Yeah, I'm going to. I had to see him again the next week, and that's been going on for years and years and years. But you got Uncle Perry, you got your dad Mike. I know they come in and help when they can, but to have these same guys, because that's just not the norm. When you look at, I mean, I've been around, you guys long enough now, and a lot of these NOSA guys, some of them are lucky enough to have the same crew on and, for the majority of their careers. But see, a lot of these guys are switching it up. Guys start doing this when they're younger. Like you said, you're not getting rich. You're volunteering most of the time. And then you start to get older and you get married and you have kids. And pretty soon you've got to go do your thing. So it's hard to find that nucleus and to get that group of guys that are going to stay together. I mean, you guys don't even have to talk when you get to the shop. I know that. I've seen you in action. You guys show up. Whoever shows up, you don't show up at the same time, but everybody goes and does their thing. They all kind of know what's going on and what needs to be done, and it doesn't really have to be a whole lot of communication.
Absolutely. When you got the right crew involved, it can be very simple at times.
Question I'm going to ask you, I always do. Perry says, thanks, John. Your sponsors, I know the LaHaye family, man, those guys do way more for sprint car racing than a lot of people realize.
Way more than most people know.
And how cool is it and how fortunate it is for you to have the backing of Buffalo Wild Wings and the LaHaye family.
I am extremely fortunate to have them involved. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't still be racing on a weekly thing like I have been, or even traveling much. I'm guessing my career would have kind of dwindled a little bit, and I'd probably still be racing, but not near to this extent. So,
sure.
Todd and Susan LaHaye with Buffalo Wild Wings have been a huge key to me getting out there and still being competitive and winning some of these races. So we got a great group of other sponsors that help out as well. Kello Trucking, GLB Transport, Dahlstrom Motors has been a huge longtime supporter of mine. DeKalb Seed, Dammer Trucking, Lean Packaging, Danielle's Cleaning Service, Snap-on Tools, Lunster Motorsports, K-Star Ag Services. There is literally just a great group that's helped where they can and what they can do, and it's made a good balance of the whole thing to keep this team rolling 60 races.
And you don't only just take in sponsorship, but Forks Radiator, you see your stickers on a lot of race cars too.
Absolutely, yeah. We do what I can to help out. And there's a lot of people that, gets a hole in the radiator or whatever if they're a racer and they come in, I would just take care of it and send them down the road.
Yep. Just send them down the road with an extra sticker on the car. I saw the push truck.
But the green push truck got a little extra decorated this year.
But you know what? It looks good. It looks good. I'm so glad. You were on, I believe, the very first Dirty Thursday show we had. If you can remember that, I think it was me and you and I think Brad sang.
I
think so, yeah.
I think we ran out of beer that day. We're getting older, so we're slowing down now. And plus, I don't think you had to go back to work, so that made a big difference. But Amanda Jo, I can't say enough about you and taking the time, because I think probably 9 out of 10 times I have asked you to come in and help out. It was always on a short, maybe one day notice. And 9 out of 10 times you have said, absolutely, I'll be there.
Yep.
And I can't get anybody that knows anything more about the sport than you.
Well, Steven.
And Steven is pretty good. He actually knows how many shows we've done, and I don't have a clue. But I can't thank you enough for coming in. I know you're taking your lunch hour to do this kind of stuff, but you're doing a great job as the NOSA competition director. You're also part owner now with the Minn Kota Lightning Sprints, and you are a car owner now. And you have kids, and I give you a lot of credit.
Thanks. I enjoy it. I love coming here.
Good. I'm going to take that as a yes for next time I need a co-host.
Of course.
Mr. Dobmeier, when can we get together? I want to go out to your house.
Well,
I want to get some. I want to see if I can get black and blue again hitting the cushion on Knoxville.
Yeah. Let's do that. We'll get the simulators going, or as soon as we get some snow, we'll get that firecracker party going.
And this time I wanted the big boy seat.
That sounds good.
I'm going to wrap it up with a couple of more texts. John Biergard, Mark is such a great guy. I will never forget when he brought his 2-seater to the track for a memorial service and took a remembrance lap. Hello from Charlotte. Terry Blacklance is down there. I did see his picture. They were flying down there. Good for you. Billy Schletter, Mark, do you have the itch to go racing, or you like the downtime?
Like we kind of talked about earlier, I enjoy the downtime for a couple of weeks, and then you could say after about a month, I'm pretty much itching to go do it again. So I'm ready for some Arizona racing to come up, hopefully before too long.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good luck hunting.
Thank you. You as well.
I'm taking off tomorrow. Hopefully I got an 11 and a 9-pointer last year.
Nice.
So within 10 minutes of each other. So we'll see if we can do that again this year. And again, Amanda Jo, thank you for coming in.
You're very welcome.
Love having you in there. Anything you want to wrap this up with?
No.
I just got to go eat and get back to work.
Yeah, I got to go finish monthly cleaning in the IV room. So.
Oh, that doesn't sound too fun. I'd rather probably clean a radiator shop. Thank you for coming in. And thank all of you people for watching the show tonight. Mark Dobmeier, he is your NOSA and River City Speedway champion. And, of course, Amanda Jo Enright. She's got like 900 titles. But thank you guys for coming in. And we're going to give a shout-out to Rumor Sports Bar Casino for bringing you the show today. They bring you every Dirty Thursday show. Not only are they looking to hire some part-time servers and cooks, but they got the Breeders' Cup thing going on this weekend. Now, if you know anything about Rumor Sports Bar Casino, horse racing is huge. So here's what they're going to do. Saturday at Rumors is the Breeders' Cup. So they're going to open early tomorrow. And they're going to open early again on Saturday. so that way you can get your bets in. Now, I'm telling you, if you are serious about this stuff, you're going to want to get your bets in because Saturday, that's when the professional bettors come in. The professional gamblers come in. They know what's going on. Breeders' Cup, and there'll be all kinds of great food specials. There always is. You know what? Maybe you want to watch Minnesota Wild tonight. Check it out. Rumor Sports Bar Casino. Wall-to-wall TVs are everywhere. And, of course, the home of the world-famous beer tower. Hey, have a great day, everybody. Our Thursday night sports show is now called the Forks Sports Highway. And if you can catch the show tonight at 6:30 with Monty, Bill, and the rest of the cast, it's going to be a great show, and there's a ton of things to talk about in the sports world right now. Hey, remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. Become a patron on Podbean, a chance for you to win all kinds of incredible stuff. You know, Grand Forks is a great place. It's groovy, man. Grand Forks' best source is giving it an identity again.